Um, I have some things that I want to share that have been coming in actually for some time, even before everything kicked off this week on the world stage. And last night I taught a class to my level 5 students, and the theme was all about claiming our personal power and how we can kind of maintain that in times of conflict. And I just want to speak about the energetics of what's happening right now because I think it's really important that we talk about that so that if there is something that's being triggered for you, perhaps you might be able to understand more about what's happening for you personally. And, when we started February at the very beginning of the month, I saw an enormous amount of conflict driven energy trying to clear out of the planet. And the way that I experienced that personally was as an internal conflict, as an internal release of some really old patterns of competition energy and power struggle energy and not feeling like I had a voice, not feeling like I could be heard. And it was very, very intense. And so in hindsight, I probably should have known what was going to happen around the day of 222 and our Pluto return here in the United States, which is everything that's happening on the world stage right now with Russia and the Ukraine. And last night when I was teaching, I was struck by how important it is, based on what the guides have shared, that we really take this as an opportunity to do some clearing on conflict and war energy in our fields, but that we also claim our ability as healers, as empaths, as sensitives, as way showers, as light workers, whatever title you want to put on it, as people, to be in our personal power and realize that we have the ability to create change just by doing that. Because I don't know about you all, but when I see massive world events like this happening, there is this moment of feeling powerless. There's a lot of emotions that come up, and we need to honor all of that. Right. And so it's important that we don't bypass those emotions or that we don't avoid those emotions, because I think they're here to shift some things inside of us as a collective, as humans, so that we can continue to rise up in vibration and frequency and come together. And, and so we have to feel all of that, but we then have to step out of that energy and claim our power again and start to do something to be of service. And so the way that I have been doing that is in the morning, really tuning into what emotions are being triggered for me and taking some time to feel that in my prayers and my meditation and honor those energies. Sorry, the puppy's playing in the living room. Honor those energies and be very present with them. And then after that, taking some time to really tune into what is happening on the world stage and call in, before I even do that, my own personal power. And so I'd really like to take us through a practice of doing this together. If you all would like, if you're driving or listening to this while doing something else, please don't close your eyes, but you can follow along in this process. And through this, we are going to claim the diamond light frequency, diamond light rainbow frequency, that as I'm receiving it these days is basically the template of where we will be 10 years from now as we've evolved into fifth dimensional frequency. That energy is coming in right now, but it's a very big energy, and we're seeing on the world stage all of the resistance to that light that's coming in. And so you may have some resistance in your own body to this really big frequency, so we're going to soften it. We're going to simplify it a little bit and bring it down to an octave of energy frequency that you can handle right now. Okay, so that's the mechanics of what is going to come in this little short activation that I'll take you through. And we're going to use that to claim our individual personal power. And from that place of empowerment, then draw light towards the Ukraine and towards parts of the world that need our support right now. Because if we don't claim our power and do this from an empowered place, then we can kind of get caught up in the density that's clearing through this experience, and we can get kind of snowed under by it. And so it's important that we have kind of really good energetic boundaries when we do this kind of work. If you're just constantly feeling all of the pain of the world and never empowering yourself to separate from that and clear out your own triggers that is creating within you, then you're actually not, I wouldn't say you're not helping, but you're definitely hurting yourself. Okay, so it's important, just like if you were a caregiver for someone who was ill, that you have time to separate from that and come back into your own power before you re-engage, right? You have to fill up your own cup. So we're going to do it with that in mind. Okay, so wherever you are, if it feels comfortable for you or possible for you, close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. And I'd like you to drop into connection with your lower dantian, your solar plexus in your belly, your sacral chakra below your belly button, and your root chakra at the base of your spine. And these three energy centers are really where we house a lot of our personal power and our expression of our personal power out into the physical world. And what I'm noticing with a lot of people is that we're in trauma response. And mine actually kicked on a few days before everything happened. And I was like, whoa, this is a big energy, and have had to pull out of that. But I'm noticing that most of you in the collective are holding this contraction right now. And so I'm just going to ask you to breathe and almost imagine that you can just relax those energy centers. And the angelic realm is coming in to help with that. They're bringing in this very soothing frequency. It's actually a very soft, higher pitch energy that I hear coming in that is going to help to relax the trauma response that has been kicked on for many of us. Keep in mind that this trauma response may be related to conflict that you've experienced in your own life, whether that was direct or indirect, meaning watching your parents in conflict, watching friends in conflict, being in conflict yourself. But what is also clearing here are several lifetimes of energy where war was present. Right? And so all of that maybe is getting triggered in your field here in these lower chakras. So we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths. And I'd like you to imagine that there's this rush of clear energy that is just pouring in to your field, just washing that away. I'm seeing this very distinct and powerful waterfall energy just coming in and clearing that away. And this is for you as an individual, okay? So as you're doing this, you're pulling out of the global story and the dramas and traumas that are being triggered on a global level, and you're focused on your own personal power centers in this moment. And so we're just going to let that process continue. And I'm also seeing that we need to drop our Earth Star chakras, which for many of us have been tucked up between our feet, back down into the earth 12 to 18 inches. And so just take a couple of deep breaths into that as that happens. And send energy down through your body down to the earth. Just take a deep breath and blow it out kind of forcefully and send that energy down to the earth. Just release, release, release. There's a lot of anxiety. I'm watching many of you light up in this anxiety response here. Maybe you didn't even know you were triggered. You might be feeling some things in the high heart that are starting to activate now. There may be some fear. Just take a deep breath and keep taking some strong exhales to release that energy. And I'm just watching the Dragon Collective come in. The dragons are not here in the physical plane. They're on the etheric plane. And at least that's what we can see. And they are clearing the density of this situation. And so you all have your own personal dragon that is coming in and beginning to clear out this density from your field and helping to burn away and transmute some of that energy that's been triggered for you from this conflict experience that you're watching on the world stage. A lot of you, I'm noticing, are now working at the inner child level to clear out some of that density as well. And so just take some nice deep breaths as that all comes to pass here. We're all supported in this release. This is something that's happening at a global level. Anytime there's an influx of light, like what happened on 2/22, we will see a big purge of dark energy. And so that's what's happening right now. That's the mechanics. And so I say that to you to bring in a little bit of neutrality so that you can kind of find your bearings again. And I'm just watching the Divine Feminine Collective start to come in here. And the Divine Feminine Collective is made up of Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, other beautiful feminine beings, Goddess Isis, Goddess Sophia, Kuan Yin, and they're coming in and they're starting to bring in this beautiful Divine Feminine energy into your causal chakra, which is just at the back of the head, the back of the crown. And this beautiful, beautiful diamond pink rose-colored light is coming in to just remind the more feminine aspects of us, the more emotional aspects of us, that we are safe, reminding the inner child that they are safe as well. And as this energy comes in, just allow it to pass through your body. It's a beautifully soft, loving frequency, yet strong and powerful. I'm watching Kuan Yin come in with her dragon. She has this beautiful pearlescent pink dragon that she rides upon, and she's just clearing some of that energy out as well. And so now we're just making some space. And so I'm watching everybody's crown chakras just beginning to open up as we're coming back into our power. And I'm just going to start to welcome in some of this diamond rainbow light energy. And we're going to do it, and I want you to imagine it as like a soft pastel rainbow frequency coming in. And there may be one color that comes forward for you, or there may be many colors that come forward for you. And as this energy comes in, it's very soft but powerful. And as it flows in, you may notice that there are places in your body that hold resistance. In my own being, I'm feeling like in my high heart, there's a little bit of fear that's coming up of like, ooh, owning my power. Okay, how can I own my power when something like this is happening in the world? How can I own my power if it might upset someone? There's a lot of energy being cleared here about power. This whole thing is about a power struggle, right? About this seemingly perceived lack of resources that is triggering this power grab of this nation. And so you may be feeling some of those same triggers in your field where there's not enough, right? I can't be in my power. There's not enough. Somebody else might need this energy. I need to give it to them. And so let's just clear that now. Let's breathe into that and release that. And in divine and perfect timing, you might begin to feel the heart open up a bit more. I'm seeing this beautiful emerald green come in for me at the heart space. Your color may be different. And now we're going to work in the field of energy around you. So I'm just going to ask your team and the collective angelic realm and the dragon realm to begin along with the divine feminine energy to start to clear some of the density that may be present in your outer field, just so that you can take a deep breath and open that field up. You may even want to like sit up and open the heart, open the chest, take some deep breaths, open the hands. Just breathe into that energy here. Very good, very good. All right, I'm just watching a few things clear out. And we're just going to activate the upper chakra channel now. Just bringing in a higher light into the upper chakra channel, just opening up, taking a deep breath. You guys are doing an amazing job. Just breathing into this. Just bringing in a bit more light. A lot of us have been already depleted, and so we don't want to be helping a situation when we're coming from that place of depletion. So I'm really focusing on kind of juicing you all up a little bit here, empowering and recharging your energy fields as we bring this light in. It's very beautiful. I'm just watching you all relax into this. Very good. All right, and now we're going to, from this place of empowerment, become aware of the triggers in our heart chakra of this global experience. And so you're going to kind of imagine that you can step beyond your energy field here and just tune into the collective and what's happening. And I feel it. For some of you, it's like a big weight that immediately comes in. And so that's the difference between your energy field and what's happening outside of your energy field in the collective. Okay, and so just breathe into that and come back to running your own personal power energy here, bringing that diamond rainbow light, that soft pastel rainbow in. And if you do not feel ready to do anything but what we just did, then I want you to just focus on that. But for those of you that are ready to help me, we're going to start to bring some light to the Ukraine. And we're going to start to bring some light to other parts of the world that need our support here, that may also be clearing some similar energies, including the United States. Okay, there's a lot of stuff happening all around the world, right? And so when we do this, what we want to do is not bring our light to that. Okay, that's not going to really work for you so well until you're really, really empowered. And so what we want to do is we want to see this beautiful golden and silver light coming into these areas, and that is representative of the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy, the earth energy and the source energy. And we're just going to see that light just flooding into these places, and we're just going to observe this healing that's taking place. We're going to call in the angels and the dragons and some other beautiful light beings, some of the galactics, to come in and start to work this energy. And we're going to observe the healing, okay? And as we observe it, you might see it, you might feel it, you might notice nothing at all. Whatever's happening is perfect. We're also going to set the intention that as that energy is healing, any energetic matches that we have with that global experience are also being cleared. Okay, the whole tenet of what I teach in 12th dimensional healing, when I teach people how to heal themselves and heal others, is that when we're giving those healings, we're getting a healing in return. Okay, in the exact same moment, we're clearing that energy so that we can continue to grow and expand and receive as we're supporting. This is not a wounded healer, martyrdom kind of energy. Okay. And so as you're observing, you're receiving the same energies, the same beautiful codes are coming into your field and clearing away conflict, clearing away confusion, clearing away fear, clearing away grief and feelings of powerlessness. That's all clearing as you're observing this other healing that's taking place. And last night I was also guided to do what I'm being guided to do right now, which is to help Mother Earth, because she's transmuting this density. It's being sent down into her core. She grounds into the sun. And so we're going to connect Mother Earth to the sun through this grounding cord with our intention. And we're going to let her release, or observe her releasing. She's like, nobody lets me do anything. She just corrected me. Observe her releasing that density. And as we observe that, we're also going to release density. Good. And then that beautiful golden light that's coming in is charging up her core. And it's the same thing that's happening to us. So we're going to match her frequency here. Really grounded, really empowered. And I'm watching just a little bit of trigger clear. And we're going to bring in neutrality. Okay, so I like to work with a violet flame to bring in neutrality. And so see that violet flame coming into your field. And see that violet flame going out and just kind of scorching the earth in the best way of that word possible, to just clear this density. And just breathe into that. Good. And just take a couple of deep, deep inhales and exhales here. I'm just watching Yeshua and the Divine Masculine Collective now stepping forward. Lord Kumeka and Sanada and a few other beautiful beings coming forward here. Master Tehote, Merlin, Saint Germain, Saint Francis. And they're really coming in to just help amplify this. They didn't want to intercede. They wanted the feminine to lead this. And they're coming in to clear their part of the masculine energy that's ready to release here. And so hopefully you're feeling a bit more supported and a bit more connected. And we're just going to let that energy wrap up. You're going to pull your observation back to your own experience. We're going to separate, clear any karmic energy, separate from this experience on the global stage, and come back into your own energy field here and take a deep breath. We're going to bring in some beautiful golden sunlight and rainbow light into the body to just recharge the cells. Very good. And so you guys will have this. I'm going to post this on my YouTube as well. You can use it as much as you need to. This is a very powerful time to be doing this empowerment work in our fields. So I encourage you to come back to this as often as you need. You might need to do it a few times a day right now. Okay? And I'll come back and talk more about the energetics of what I see happening, but I wanted to bring this in because it felt most important today. And we'll talk more about what's going on and what's shifting in a future live update. Okay? Thank you all. Please comment. Let me know how this was for you. This diamond rainbow light that's coming in, it's coming in because I'm about to teach a course in March called Channeling the Ascended Masters, where we're claiming our Ascended Master frequency and our power. And so that's really coming in very strongly right now, and I'm working with it a lot. And so if that's something that interests you, or you might want to participate, or this felt powerful for you, I'll put the link to that in the comments below this video. All right, I love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of this community, however you found it. If somebody shared it with you, like and subscribe to our page so that you get more of these updates and don't miss them. You can join my newsletter at zenwithinacademy.com. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everyone.